knows me really seriously, I love Christmas. And I think that if my higher ed gig ever runs out, that all I have to do is grow a little bit of beard right here, more, think about what I might look like in red, and continue to fatten up on that bon appetit menu, and I'm just having a little trouble figuring out where we get the flying reindeer and sleigh. That would be an essential for a new career launch, I think. But seriously, I love UP, and I don't look for that gig to run out soon. But I love this season because it's about anticipation. But over the years, anticipation, of course, changes. One might suggest that it's called maturing, although you need to know that I have some serious fits of arrested development still. But my first anticipation is about this. Yes, this is my childhood Christmas stocking. Oh, yeah. The jingle bells are missing and there's a little rip, all right? But my first anticipation was about coming down in the morning and seeing this thing crammed full of good stuff. There's nothing, quite like those childhood gifts. Now, by age 10 or so, my second anticipation changed a little bit. It was about this amazing family gathering. You can imagine a fairly small house, all your aunts, all your uncles, all your cousins staying overnight on Christmas Eve. They slept all over the house, and that was a great anticipation of mine for many, many years. Of course, things happen. You get older, people get married, and the house didn't grow, and so that tradition evolves a little bit. But once I had some serious cash, another anticipation crept into my life, about age 12 or so. I can remember saving for and finding and giving a gift, and that notion of it's better to give than receive actually sort of had some meaning for the first time. I always thought my mom was strange about saying those kinds of things. But I loved watching her open the first gift I was able to afford from that allowance, and that was an amazing anticipation for several years. Looking at some of your faces, and I told you about when I was 10, and I told you about when I was 12, right? And I'm thinking you're probably thinking about how old is he? And are we going forward with 2-year increments? Could be a long talk. I will assure you that those of you that came for the treats instead of the speech, we're not moving forward in 2-year increments. As I became a little older, though, it was about the great planning and the finding of the perfect gift for the girlfriend. Yes? Hard to believe, I had girlfriends. That's true for you. And then I remember the anticipation of asking my special girlfriend's parents for her hand in marriage. Yes, our Christmas break from college. All right. We announced our engagement. Touching moment. Girlfriend becomes fiance. After marriage, one could imagine that anticipation would change again. And Christmas became about recreating those marvelous Christmases of my childhood. It was so much fun to anticipate the excitement and joy of Christmas with kids. With the first signs of Christmas decorations and Advent calendars, the ones with the chocolate in it, the season was launched. Christmas was all about creating something wonderful for the kids. But all the way along through these defining moments of anticipation, it was about anticipating also the arrival of Christ, but more so as I became a parent. Soon Advent became as important as Christmas, and it became a time for teaching the kids about the prophecies, the meaning of Christmas around the Advent week every night. I think I liked it a little more than they did. Now my current anticipation, of course, is not only waiting for the Nativity of Christ in His second coming, it's also about reflection. It's finding that time to extend the spirit of Thanksgiving, which we all just experienced last weekend in gratitude, and to try and center myself on the true meaning of Advent and Christmas. So this sums up some of what Christmas means to me over the years, the assigned topic for this occasion. So, while this is a season of merriment and mirth, it's also a season for anticipation, reflection, and prayer. And as we anticipate the nativity of the light of the world, please know that I wish you and the entire student body all the marvelous complexities, simplicities, and anticipations of this season. So, speaking of light, speaking of anticipation, I think it's time to light this tree. Thank you for letting me share with you tonight.